Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It is Friday evening. Got home from work about an hour ago, and I've been kind of goofing around a little bit. On the way home from work, I went to the post office, and I saw a sign on the side of the road that said baseball card show Saturday, American Legion Post. Years ago, I used to collect baseball cards, and I've got a box of them. I'll show you. This is the bin, and basically it's full all the way to the bottom of baseball cards. Probably most of them are new. Well, I say newer cards. They probably stop about 91, 92. And then there might be a few older ones than that. But I was collecting back in the late 80s, early 90s. So I had a few older ones that I picked up, and most of them were probably 80s to 90s range. I don't think they're probably worth a whole lot. None of my kids are into baseball cards. They don't collect. There's primarily football cards in there. I got more into collecting football cards than anything, but there's football, there's baseball, there's basketball, some college sports, NASCAR, hockey, different things like that. And I'm going to take them up to the card show. I went and dug them out. I got home and I thought, well, I'm going to go dig those out and see if I can sell them because nobody wants them. So really they're doing nothing but taking up space. Probably not worth a whole lot. If I get $100, $200 for them, hey, I'll be happy. So we're going to do that tomorrow. So I got those ready, and I went through the box real quickly just to make sure there wasn't something that had gotten packed in there during a move that I didn't want to get rid of, some family heirloom like gold doubloons or something like that. But anyway, I'm back out in the shop. I finished up my painting. Wow, what a job. After I did all of the drywall work, I painted. It took 5 gallons of paint. That is roughly 2,000 square feet. Now, I didn't paint 2,000 square feet of house. I probably painted about 1,000 square feet, but I put 2 coats on it. I was wore out. That was a lot of painting, but it looks phenomenal. My wife is ecstatic with it. It turned out great. Color was exactly what she wanted after she got it on the walls. So that is done. Thank God. So I'm back out in the shop tonight, just for a short period of time. Tonight we have a marching band concert, and the opening and closing act will be a football game. So I'm not really too interested in the opening and closing act, but I am going to be there a little bit early because I want to get good seats for the band concert. So we've got that tonight. And then tomorrow in Tennessee, Saturday, we're heading down to Tennessee because the band is in ISMA, ISMA, which I always forget what that acronym stands for, but it's a huge band competition. So we're going to go down and watch the band perform in that, and hopefully they do really well and come out with an award or two. So I'm psyched about that, but I do have a couple of hours in the shop before we take off for the concert. So I'm going to get back to working on some of the blanks. Probably won't show a whole lot of video footage on the blanks this time because you saw a lot of it last time. I'm just gluing those little tiny pieces together. And really, that's all I'm going to do is take them out of the clamps, slap some glue on them, put them back in the clamps. So it's not going to be super exciting. But as we move on and do some of the other blanks, I've got 2 or 3 other styles I want to make. And, we'll show more of that as it happens. So I'm going to stop talking and start working. We'll catch up with you in a little bit. I've gotten all of my individual blank pieces glued up. Here's a blank. Here's a blank. Here are 2 blanks. They're just the double pieces like this, but I ran out of larger clamps, so I'm waiting for the larger clamps to free up. They're over here. They've got some larger pieces in them. These 2 will be done momentarily. Actually, these 2 need the end glued on. That is a whole one that'll be done momentarily. And then I've got 2 more blanks down here that are just the double pieces. So I start off by making the doubles, and then I go to the 4s, and then I go to the 8s, and then sometimes I have a 9th piece that I'll glue on, and that's what that one is with the 9th piece. So it's coming along pretty good. I'm happy. I'll be out here for just a little bit longer. I hope to get these out of clamps shortly and get the 2 over here glued up in the larger clamps. These just got finished. These are actually ready to come out of clamps, but there's no sense in taking them out and taking a chance of getting the pieces all mixed up until these clamps are available. This size clamp, I have a serious lack of clamps. I need more of these little pistol grip, I don't know, what are these, 6, 8-inch clamps? But I'm happy with how those are coming along. Now that these are done, I need to turn my mind to another type of blank that I want to make. And I've made them before, but the trick is I want to make a little jig to make sure I get the cleanest cuts possible. Because what I've noticed recently, I used my old bandsaw last time, and on this bandsaw, I don't really have a good jig for it yet. So what will happen is, one side, and I'm going to over-exaggerate this, but one side of the blank will be this thick, and the other side will be this thick when you're just cutting a 3/4 inch blank, right? So it cuts it at a bit of an angle. The other bandsaw, I had a little jig for the table, and it let me cut straight through those blanks so that I could produce, you know, blanks like this, right? And this is what I want to get to. I've bought a whole bunch of these blanks at the show, and we're going to make a few more of those. So next up, we got to figure out how to make, we're going to do some practice cuts, but how to make square cuts each and every time. And I don't think I'll get very far on that tonight because it is getting later. I'd like to finish these up a little bit, and I'd also like to eat some dinner before I go watch the band play. So with that in mind, I may come back in a minute if I get any more of these blanks put into, you know, the full completed. I may come back and show them to you, but for the most part, I think I'm done. The blanks that are over here, let me flip around. Here are two that, actually, look at that. I need to glue those up too. Dang it, I thought they were done. But what happens is I'll go to my sander here, now that these are together, and I'll just basically run them on the sander and clean the four sides up. And when I'm done, they'll look something like these. I've got the new sanding disc installed. I went ahead and squared the table up. I brought the miter over and squared the miter so everything's ready to go there. I cleaned up the belt. I ended up getting the 2 additional blanks out of clamps. There's that one that had a single piece that's in clamps. I've got a couple of more going here. Looks like a total of 4 clamps there. I did go ahead and take these out of clamps, but I kind of laid them out on the table with their pieces so that I could finish clamping those up. That's all there is for me. The next time I come out in the shop, I'll be focusing more on building some type of a sled or modifying one of my sleds to make my nice square cuts on the bandsaw. And in the process of doing that, in between working on that, I'll stop, do a glue up, work on that, stop, do a glue up, and we'll finish getting these glued up. And at some point, I'll wait till they're all glued up. That's when I'll use the sander and get them all nice and square. And that entire batch of blanks will be done and looking great, and I'll be excited to have them finished. So this is a lot of fun. Like I said, got some cool ideas coming up. So stay tuned and we'll see what happens. And don't worry when one comes up short like the one you saw get busted. I will be doing videos on turning these, and I'm a Sierra guy mostly, so the shorter blanks don't bother me at all. That's all I got, guys. I'm done for tonight. Got to get something to eat. Got to go to the band concert, and I'll see you in a day or two. Take care. Bye-bye.